Karol Józef Wojtyła, the man who would become Pope John Paul II, was born on May 18, 1920, in the Polish town of Wojtyła. He was the youngest of three children born to Karol Wojtyła Sr., a military officer, and Emilia Kaczorowska. Karol's childhood was marked by both joy and tragedy. He was a bright and athletic boy, excelling in his studies and enjoying soccer and skiing. However, tragedy struck the Wojtyła family when Karol was just 9 years old. His mother, Emilia, passed away after a long illness. This loss had a profound impact on young Karol, deepening his faith and fostering a sense of empathy for those who suffered. Just 3 years later, Karol experienced another devastating loss: the death of his older brother Edmund, a medical doctor who contracted scarlet fever while treating patients. Despite these hardships, Karol persevered. He continued his education, displaying a keen intellect and a passion for languages and literature. He was an active member of his parish, participating in youth groups and serving as an altar boy. These early experiences instilled in him a deep sense of faith, a love for his country, and a commitment to serving others. As a young man, Karol developed a passion for acting and poetry. Growing up in the vibrant cultural landscape of 1930s Poland, he found solace and expression in the arts. His early years were marked by a deep engagement with literature and drama, which provided a creative outlet and a means to connect with others on a profound level. He joined a local theater group and excelled on stage, captivating audiences with his presence and talent. His performances were not just acts of entertainment, but also reflections of his inner world and the broader human experience. The stage became a place where he could explore complex emotions and ideas, resonating deeply with those who watched him. This love for the arts would later influence his papacy, as John Paul II recognized the power of art to communicate truth and beauty. He often spoke about the importance of culture and the arts in nurturing the human spirit, believing that they could bridge divides and bring people closer to the divine. His papacy was marked by a profound appreciation for artistic expression, which he saw as a vital component of human dignity and spiritual growth. However, Karol's path took a dramatic turn during the Nazi occupation of Poland. The invasion brought immense suffering and upheaval, disrupting the lives of countless individuals, including Karol. The once vibrant cultural scene was overshadowed by the horrors of war, and the young artist found himself in a world where survival became the primary concern. With universities closed and the threat of forced labor looming, Karol began working in a quarry and later in a chemical factory. These jobs were grueling and dangerous, exposing him to the harsh realities of manual labor under oppressive conditions. Yet these experiences also forged his character, teaching him resilience and empathy for the working class. These experiences exposed him to the harsh realities of war and the suffering of his people. He witnessed firsthand the brutality inflicted upon his fellow countrymen and the relentless struggle for survival. This period of his life was a crucible of hardship that deepened his understanding of human suffering and the need for compassion and justice. It was during this time that Karol felt a growing call to the priesthood. Amidst the chaos and destruction, he found a sense of purpose and direction in his faith. The spiritual solace he sought in prayer and reflection became a guiding light, leading him towards a life dedicated to serving others and God. He began attending clandestine seminary classes, risking his life to pursue his vocation under Nazi occupation. These secret gatherings were acts of defiance against the oppressive regime, and they required immense courage and determination. Karol's commitment to his faith and his calling was unwavering, even in the face of great danger. This period of Karol's life was marked by immense courage and sacrifice. He not only had to contend with the physical dangers of war, but also the moral and ethical challenges it posed. His actions during this time reflected a deep sense of duty and a willingness to put the needs of others above his own. He witnessed firsthand the brutality of war and the persecution of the church. The atrocities he saw left an indelible mark on his soul, reinforcing his resolve to fight for justice and peace. The suffering of his people and the attacks on his faith community strengthened his commitment to his spiritual path. Yet amidst the darkness, his faith shone ever brighter, and his resolve to serve God and his people grew stronger. The trials he faced only deepened his spiritual convictions, and he emerged from this period with a renewed sense of mission and purpose. In 1942, Karol secretly entered the underground seminary, run by the Archbishop of Krakow, Adam Stefan Sapieha. This decision was a pivotal moment in his life, marking the beginning of his formal journey towards the priesthood. The underground seminary was a beacon of hope and resistance, providing spiritual and intellectual nourishment in a time of great peril. This decision marked a turning point in his life, setting him on the path to priesthood and ultimately, to the papacy. His experiences during the war and his unwavering faith shaped his future ministry, preparing him for the immense responsibilities and challenges that lay ahead. Karol Wojtyła's journey from the stage to the seminary was a testament to his resilience, faith, and dedication to serving humanity. World War II cast a long shadow over Karol Wojtyła's life. Born in 1920 in Wojtyła, Poland, Karol was just 19 years old when the war broke out. The invasion of Poland by Nazi Germany in 1939 marked the beginning of a period of immense hardship and suffering for the Polish people, and Karol's life was irrevocably changed. The Nazi occupation of Poland brought unspeakable suffering to his homeland, with cities reduced to rubble and countless lives lost. The brutality of the occupation was felt in every corner of the country, and Karol was no exception. He witnessed firsthand the horrors inflicted upon his people, including the establishment of concentration camps and the systematic persecution of Jews and other minorities. The sheer scale of the atrocities left an indelible mark on his soul. The closure of universities and the threat of forced labor forced Karol to abandon his formal education and take on manual labor. His dreams of becoming a scholar were put on hold as he faced the harsh realities of life under occupation. He toiled tirelessly in a quarry, extracting limestone used for the German war effort. The work was grueling and dangerous, but it was a means of survival. Each day in the quarry was a test of his physical and mental endurance. This experience exposed him to the dignity of hard work and the plight of ordinary people struggling under oppressive conditions. It was here that Karol developed a deep empathy for the working class and a profound respect for the resilience of the human spirit. Later, Karol found work in a chemical factory, Solvay, where he faced hazardous conditions. The factory was a stark reminder of the war's reach, affecting every aspect of daily life. Despite the dangers, Karol remained steadfast in his duties. Throughout these challenging years, Karol never lost sight of his faith or his vocation. His spiritual life became a source of strength and solace, guiding him through the darkest times. He found comfort in prayer and the teachings of the church. He continued his theological studies in secret, attending clandestine seminary classes under the cover of darkness. These secret gatherings were a beacon of hope, a testament to the enduring power of faith even in the face of persecution. The war years tested Karol's faith and resilience, but they also forged within him an unyielding spirit, a deep empathy for the suffering, and an unwavering commitment to freedom and justice. His experiences during the war shaped his worldview and his future path. These experiences would profoundly shape his papacy, influencing his unwavering stance against oppression, his commitment to social justice, and his message of hope and solidarity with those who suffer. As Pope John Paul II, he became a symbol of resistance against tyranny and a champion for human rights. The war years, though tragic and brutal, became a crucible in which Karol Wojtyła's character was tempered, preparing him for the extraordinary role he would play on the world stage. His journey from a young man in occupied Poland to the leader of the Catholic Church is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the enduring power of faith. After the war, Karol Wojtyła's rise through the ranks of the Catholic Church was nothing short of remarkable. Born in 1920 in Wojtyła, Poland, Wojtyła experienced the harsh realities of war and occupation firsthand. These early experiences shaped his worldview and instilled in him a deep sense of compassion and justice. He was ordained a priest in 1946 and quickly distinguished himself as a gifted theologian and a charismatic pastor. His ordination came at a time when Poland was rebuilding from the devastation of World War II, and the church played a crucial role in providing spiritual and moral support to the people. Wojtyła's dedication to his parishioners and his ability to connect with them on a personal level made him a beloved figure in his community. He served as a chaplain to university students, earning their respect and admiration with his intellect, empathy, and ability to relate to their concerns. During this time, he also continued his academic pursuits, earning a doctorate in theology and writing extensively on philosophy and ethics. His work with young people was particularly impactful, as he encouraged them to think critically about their faith and the world around them. In 1958, at the young age of 38, Karol Wojtyła was appointed Auxiliary Bishop of Krakow by Pope Pius XX. This appointment marked a significant turning point in his career, as he began to take on more responsibilities within the church hierarchy. His youth and energy brought a fresh perspective to the role, and he quickly became known for his innovative approaches to pastoral care and community engagement. This appointment surprised many, as it was highly unusual for someone so young to be elevated to such a high position within the church hierarchy. However, those who knew Wojtyła were not surprised. His intelligence, piety, and pastoral skills had already made a strong impression on the Vatican. His ability to navigate complex theological and political issues with grace and wisdom set him apart from his peers. However, Wojtyła's intelligence, piety, and pastoral skills had already made a strong impression on the Vatican. His participation in the Second Vatican Council further solidified his reputation as a forward-thinking and dynamic leader. He played a key role in the Council's discussions on religious freedom and the role of the Church in the modern world, advocating for a more open and inclusive approach to faith. His rise continued as he was appointed Archbishop of Krakow in 1964, and then created a cardinal by Pope Paul VI in 1967. As Archbishop, Wojtyła faced numerous challenges, including the growing influence of the communist regime in Poland. Despite these obstacles, he remained steadfast in his commitment to the Church and its mission, working tirelessly to support his clergy and laity. As Archbishop, Wojtyła became a prominent figure in the Polish Church, known for his strong opposition to communism and his unwavering defense of human rights. He used his position to speak out against the injustices perpetrated by the regime, often at great personal risk. His courage and conviction inspired many, and he became a symbol of hope and resilience for the Polish people. He played a pivotal role in the Church's resistance to the communist regime, providing spiritual guidance and support to the Polish people during a time of great oppression. His efforts were not limited to Poland. He also worked to build bridges with other religious and political leaders around the world, advocating for peace and justice on a global scale. His courage, eloquence, and unwavering faith made him a symbol of hope not only for Poland but for people struggling for freedom and justice around the world. His speeches and writings resonated with those who were fighting for their rights, and his example showed that it was possible to stand up to tyranny and oppression with dignity and grace. This reputation as a staunch defender of human dignity and a champion of the oppressed would follow him to the papacy. When he was elected Pope John Paul II in 1978, he brought with him a deep commitment to social justice and a vision for a more compassionate and inclusive church. His legacy continues to inspire people around the world to this day.